How's the weekend? Who needs to talk about what?
Started just signed up today.
Welcome. Everybody say welcome, Lord. Have you already got? Did you already get started into the course, Man of Power?
Yeah, I'm already on the release of your life.
Okay, nice, right on. And first thoughts?
It's good. Yeah, got a whole bunch of notes here. I'm just trying to figure out how to implement and overcome my objections that I got, like my back's going to be thrown up. Just keep going.
Yeah, don't worry about that. So when we learn Man with Impact and we learn stat response, just basically letting her get all these objections out, the reasons why, getting to the root of it, stuff like that. So remember I said everything is stacked in order for what you want to learn in the order. And so the point is take what you learn now and just stop building the wall with Man in Power, and then in Man with Impact, you'll start to get her to feel comfortable enough to take the wall down. Okay? Cool? Start opening up the true lines of communication like we were on the call. Okay? Okay. You don't have to call me sir, by the way. I'm just one man. All right, I'm going to mute you. Pete, I want to hear from you, dude. You're having some good success with your wife, it sounds like.
Well, we went to dinner on Saturday for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end, we started getting into more sensitive topics. Don't get a chance to talk through much, and she definitely notices everything going on. She's in a rough spot because a lot of the things she gets told to do, whether it's by a therapist or whatever, had to do with exercise. Gratitude and journaling and things like that, trying to get mindset shit. She says that stuff she did in the years when things were bad.
Right.
She didn't get the results. She heard more from that, so now she's got a bunch of negativity tied to those things.
Yeah.
So she feels hopeless.
Yeah, that's fair. And you probably, knowing who you are, you get the fact that, like, the more that you do these things now and affirm her, show gratitude, lead by example, essentially, she's going to start to see that it is working. And I think that's what you're sort of maybe thinking about when you're saying, like, you basically saw a whole lot of opportunities from her to be able to open up, talk about these things, more so than you've seen in a really long time. And so you are recognizing probably that the leadership is doing what it's supposed to do. I think you actually said you're seeing cracks in the wall, I think was the expression you used.
Yeah, small cracks, 20-year wall.
Yeah, I love the way, guys, I just want to pay attention. I love the way, right? She's been, so some of you wouldn't know, but his wife has been a little bit reluctant to take the wall down, knowing that he's changing, knowing that he's making changes. So I think that's just a great outlook and great way to look at it, and keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, how do you feel?
Okay, I mean, she was back in the basement last night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I expect some back and forth there.
Yeah.
Just ride it out. It's okay. It's what she needs to do now.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I still think overall.
Still make her spot ready for her whenever she wants to come up. So.
Yeah, there you go. Just keep moving forward. I think overall you're still seeing such a massive shift in the last little bit here, and I like it. I think it's going in the right direction. Pardon me?
I'm hoping that's the case. I mean, I can see it like looking from the outside, and I see it more than I see it inside.
Yeah, it's really hard when you're inside looking out, right? Like you make her bed every night, you just said, right? The spot for her, so you're ready to welcome her in, ready to get back to the cuddling, for example. Like you're thinking about these things, right? Even if it's just the welcome. And so it's a disappointment or a letdown when that space is still there, right? But overall, I still think we're riding a bit of a roller coaster, which we expect, and it's still the highs are not near as high. The highs are not near as low, and the lows are not near as low. Meaning we're moving up here on the ride. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, you got it. All right. What else we got, guys? Oh, Greg. Greg, fill me in here.
Well, where do I start? I think I handled it probably the best. I was probably the most proud of the way I handled things yesterday that I've handled since I got in the program. It was the first time I was actually speaking slowly, thinking about what I was going to say before I said it. I feel like I was getting everything out that you and I had talked about, and I was kind of going down the route of telling her, that I needed, a booster, not an anchor, that we needed to grow together. That I need someone, was the word, I need someone, and she heard that word and just exploded. And ran off to the bedroom, locked herself in the bathroom again. And basically through the door, I just told her, it was kind of what you and I were talking about. I said, hey, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I said, we're on the same team, we're in the same jersey, and the wife thing. It was like, we're in this together. This is a we issue, not you or me. And she just kind of left herself in there for 20 minutes. She did eventually come out and have a conversation with me.
Good.
And that was where I did finally, I couldn't even get to the boundary before she exploded. So we got to the point where I told her, I said that, she kept bringing up the sex stuff. And I said that's, it's just not true. That's not the only thing I care about. I'm more concerned about effectively communicating.
Yes, nice.
Communicating. And I said that, the slamming doors, punching things, throwing things, I said that's not going to work for me anymore.
That's not communication.
And she's like, well, I didn't try to break your iPad, and I kind of got back to her. You're not understanding my point. It's the fact that you went to go punch something, anything. I said, that's what's not working for me anymore.
Okay, I just want to.
She started to cry. And
Hold on a second. I want to hear more of this, but I just want to recap the Lords for a second here. So, the plan was simple. His wife, you all know Greg's been showing up, okay? And his wife thinks it's just about sex. And, every single one of you in this program wants more than just sex. We have to repair a lot of damage first, take the wall down. And Greg's at a point where he's frustrated. And what happened was, when I was having a conversation with Greg, it was like he needed to have a little light bulb go off, right? And it was simple. It was like, I keep telling her, like, I want more than just sex. Yes, that's on my mind. I'm horny. I'm like, yeah, we're all horny, okay? But the point is, if you could think about it like this, she doesn't understand that you're not going for sex, but what she doesn't understand is the communication issue here. I want that more. Speaking from Greg's perspective, right? We want that more, okay? And if we can't have that because you're slamming iPads or whatever, like you said, punching, accidentally hit an iPad, who cares? That's not communication. And if I'm not communicating with you, what makes you think I want to even have sex with you, right? So I just wanted to say, really well done, dude. Really well done. This must have been a little bit of a challenge for you to slow down. Were you able to think about what she was saying too? Or were you really focused on?
No. It was kind of the first time, like I said, where like anxiety was much lower. It wasn't like you said something where you're like building up, and there was one time where she was talking where I was already starting to think about my response and caught myself and kind of shut up and just went back to actively listening. And there was a few times where I truly didn't understand. I asked her to explain. I showed curiosity. I asked her to give me examples.
Yes.
Tell me how. I was like, well, how did that make you feel? I mean, she unloaded stuff, but it still doesn't feel like I don't know. I feel like I did really well, but I still don't feel like we made any progress. So this morning when she got up to leave for work, I think I you guys gave her a hug and said, I basically validated her feelings about what she said about when I used the word someone.
Mm-hmm.
But I just told her that, I said, I kind of tried to reinitiate kind of that boundary. I'm like, hey, this is like, we gotta find a way to grow together. I said, it's not fair to be stuck in the past anymore. I said, we need to make a plan to move forward. I said, otherwise this isn't gonna work. And then she cried and went to work.
Yeah, guys, this is really important, right? Because I'm not really all down with the whole, it's not fair. But when you get to a certain stage, it's not about that anymore. It's that you're just not going to be happy. If you're looking down on your wife because she's not growing, and this communication example is so beautiful. Like, you can't think that all I care about is sex when I'm the only one who's not smashing shit and screaming now. It's been a while now. That's growing, and you're not going to accept that for very long, right? Now, there's a timeline. There's a Pete, you talked about a 20-year wall, but that's not what's going on here anymore. We've had opportunities to grow. We've had conversations to grow. So what I'm saying here, guys, is don't be in a rush to repeat what Greg's doing here. But pay attention to where you're at in this journey of growth, because you're never going to be perfect, but you don't have to be that old guy anymore. And if you're stuck in the past for too long, you got to watch that you're not happy wife, happy life in here just to validate the feelings, right? And I think that's what really kind of pushed you over the edge here, Greg, when we had that conversation, right? You're just like, yeah, okay, maybe I'm ready for this.
Yeah, I kind of got to the point. I think you prefaced things about the resentment, and because it was, I felt it, and then you kind of helped me reframe how I was thinking about it. And I'm thanking her now. Like, yeah, I want her to be that someone, like more than anything. Of course, I want it to be her, but I just got to look at it more of, I wouldn't be in this program. I wouldn't have, done all these things with fitness and growth. None of this shit would have happened without her. And so I should be thanking her.
Yeah, guys, that's one of the massive tools that I used when I was upset with Catherine. I shared it with Greg. Like when Catherine wasn't, say, working as hard at the relationship, right? I wouldn't have done one bit of anger management if it wasn't for Catherine. That didn't work, but I wouldn't have tried to work harder to figure out what would work with my anger if it wasn't for Catherine. So this reframe is literally be so thankful. Unfortunately, marriage sometimes gets to be pretty darn rough before you decide to take this growth step, right? And it'd be the same in business, right? Oh crap, now I'm in the red for too long and I'm losing my lease, my home, whatever, right? But if you can think about that in your journey when you're frustrated, you're on the path because you didn't want to lose her. 99% of the time, that's what it is. Whether or not you were actually losing her or it was just she's completely checked out. So start to be really grateful. Express a lot of gratitude. Reframe that in your mind because it'll help you if you're feeling frustrated if your wife is not following as fast as you want her to, right? Or if she's running on the side of your car, testing you, challenging you, trying to see if it's real all the time. Reframe it. You're doing a program. She's probably not, and you're doing it because she was motivation. Now you're leveled up, so don't be so pissed about it. Fair? Yeah, I see a lot of heads nodding. I love it. All right. So, what is your plan? I'd like to hear where you're at because you're thinking pretty clearly here. What is your plan?
I guess that was going to be my question today.
Okay, it's cool.
In terms of the growth, is just, do I take the lead and we sit down and I want to see that we're making a plan to move forward, or do I leave the ball in her court to see if she's going to take initiative and then just support her? And if something isn't happening, how long do I go until it's like, hey, what are we doing?
All right, well, first things first, you're going to take the initiative, right? So a lot of us get stuck in this rut. We make a plan. Tuesday's going to be communication night, check-in day, whatever. Maybe, for some of you, I know it's like me, where we might make sex dates. And whatever the plan is, right, then what will happen is you start to look and wait to see if she'll follow through on that plan. Instead, make the plan happen. If her energy is low, bring her energy up. Right? If she's disengaged, you engage, right? You're not trying to force anything, but you guys made an agreement, right? Another common one for some of you guys would be, we're going to therapy, and then we're going to do the homework with therapy the next day. Now, I don't love therapy, but let's say that's your plan. You guys made an agreement. Then you don't wait for her to not go. You say, let's go, right? You don't wait for her to do the homework. You say, hey, babe, it's homework time. You ready? Oh, I don't want to. I had a really bad day. I know. We're going to feel so good after this. Smile. Provide the structure for where you're going. Now, next part of your question. So you need to make sure she wants this. Otherwise, this is not first order or second order change. It's first order change. So right now, you're kind of back to the square one with what is it that you'd like to do. I think we've established, we don't need to talk about the fact that the communication is a pretty big issue. Are you ready to make a plan to move forward? Yes. Okay. So you go back to the plan that you had that worked, the one that she's trying to debunk, right? And I can't remember exactly what it was for you, but I feel like it was like Thursdays, we're going to work on whatever book, and then we're going to, maybe it was a Gottman book, and then you're going to go, she tried to bump that to Saturdays. You're totally fine with that. So whatever, somewhere in there, you present that plan. Would you still like to do that? And if she says, yeah. I was just going to say, if she's hesitant or doesn't seem like she's on board, that's because she still feels a little forced, right? The reality is we need to learn the skill because you're still slamming doors and smashing iPads, throwing shit, So I don't really care if she's forced. I just want to support you, though, is what you're trying to present as an attitude, so she feels less pressure, less force, right? Go back to that we thing again, okay?
Yeah, she did bring that up in the middle of things yesterday. It was kind of that, you know, the road. Like, it's only what you want. It's not what I want. So I asked her. I said, well, what would you like? You know, I had pretty much put the ball back in her court and asked her, like, or if there's things that she would like to do or be supportive of that. She's never said it. Has even expressed that she wants to grow. So that was something to do to hear her say that.
I remember that a little while ago we talked, and you're like, I never thought about if she's doing anything for girls. Maybe I have to ask her, right? You guys want to make sure you're asking the right questions all the time, but absolutely wrong. It's only what you want. Okay, listen, I'm going to just put all of you in check right now. When you have somebody, this doesn't have to be your wife, this could be anybody. It's only what you want, right? So I'll work out with you, work out, buddy, but it's only the time when you want to work. No, that's just the time that works. Communication is normal. Sex is normal in a relationship. Sorry, they should both be, but they're not normal. Why do we put it into perspective here? So, you know, it doesn't really matter what we're talking about from the reset. That's normal. Connecting with your kids, normal, right? Should be anyway. So I realize that she might feel like it's only what you want, but I'm sorry if you mean like, and you can frame it like this. I'm sorry, can you help me? Because the only thing that I can think of is like, you know, like let's put our phones down and hang out. Like that's not really a me thing. That's a let's, you know. Let's have a kiss without an awkward look. That's a we both feel good. That's an us, you know. And hey babe, if I this is this other expression I gave you, which sounds like you didn't have to use, but if I ruined everything long before now, I can accept that. But this growth is for us. I've grown a lot for me. And if it's not for you, I can appreciate that too. If I did this too late, right? The point is to, like, too often it looks like we're changing for them. No, we change for us, and that delivers something that should be normal in marriage, right?
Yeah. Part of the boundary this morning was I said that, you know, I'm sorry if the old me ruined everything. And I said I just said I can't continue to live in the past.
No, we can't live in the past. We can't have doors being slammed. I mean, you guys have some background. You realized when he was on the call, it was like 5 years ago that he stopped smashing shit. Well, that's a long time for growth, actually. Maybe you didn't have all the steps in place and all that jazz. 12 months ago was really a big start, and then you met me later on, right? But think about this for a second. Like I called it being the grown-up the other day on the phone, I think, right? Or acting like a child.
Yeah.
Children throw shit, right? So when you get pushback like that, you still have to just keep going in the direction you want. There's nothing wrong with the things that you're asking for. We're being patient depending on what it is. We're definitely trying to lift her and support her. She's not ready. She didn't embark on the exciting journey as fast as you. But if you have to get down to motivating the boundary, that's really what it is. Right? So go back to it. Why is it always what you want? I don't want to do this communication thing. Okay, I can appreciate that. What are you thinking would be a good solution? Because there is a problem. And you see, I'm assertive and I'm firm. I'm not angry. I'm not upset at the fact that she doesn't agree with the solution that I have. But I definitely want something handled because you're slamming doors yesterday again. It just fucking happened. Right?
Again.
Yeah. And it's not appropriate. Right? And so this is really important for a number of you because a lot of you guys have wives that are getting a little bit nasty because they're allowed to feel. No, we're allowed to feel, but we're not allowed to be an asshole. Otherwise, it's the exact same thing that we did wrong. Two wrongs make a right? No, not my saying. You know what I mean? So provide the structure for where you're going.
Yesterday, I had brought up I said I don't want to be glorified roommates, and she laughed, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And then the reason she laughed, she's like, I remember saying that to you 4 years ago. She's like, how ironic. And all I could think in my head is like, so now I'm giving you what you want, but you're still pissed at me.
Yeah, but
it just makes zero sense.
That's exactly what it is, though. There's resentment. I think his wife was mad. In the words, the expression on the weekend were, I think it's 24 years, sorry, actually. 24 years. We've never done X, Y, Z. Right? Something on the beach. Have a beer on the beach, I think. Like you wasted my time is what she's saying. And so, yeah, that's what happens when you have resentment, when you're trying to level up and do it better, is you start to go, well, I'm giving it to you now. But what you have to understand is she just needs to be felt. She needs to be heard, right? Like that does suck to be 24 years. That does suck that 4 years ago she said this to you, Greg, right? It does suck that it's the same thing. And now I'm supposed to jump in because you're all ready? Well, yeah. Otherwise, there's the door, essentially. Now, I tell you to be patient, to work your way through this process, obviously. But that's at the end of the day, you're not going to wait 4 years because you were stupid, because then you're living in your mistakes. Vindictive isn't going to solve anything. Where's the love and vindictive behavior? There's absolutely zero. So if you want to be a child, and I realize you were childlike first, I get it. That doesn't mean she wasn't childlike too. You know, she clearly does not express emotions. That's childlike. She still made mistakes, whether or not you said the same phrase that she said 4 years ago. And this is why I got to say you have to be careful, because we don't want to go down this tit for tat resentment path. That's just stupid. So when you're starting to check into that mindset, like, what, I'm doing it now, and you're starting to feel frustrated, don't come across with this attitude that I'm saying, right? Come across with the attitude of gratitude. Well, and then you go back to her, Greg, and you're just like, well, you know what? You're freaking right. And if I was a smart guy, I would have listened to you 4 years ago when you said that. You know? And then you can be cute. You can look at her and go, but I'm doing it now, babe. You know? The guy on the weekend, I told him, plan the next date to the winery they haven't been to yet. All the time. Like literally, you do the next thing. What else did she say? Bring that up. Talk about it with her. You see, we hate the past because she brings it up to hurt us. If you bring it up to let her feel, you're in control of your emotions a whole lot more. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you're going to assume she's involved, i.e., it's not like holding her accountable at this point, but you got to get the plan back, right? Get something in motion.
Yeah.
And if she feels really pressured, one more thing you can realize is it doesn't have to be Tuesday nights, whatever thing, right? The point is we're looking for her, A, to want to move forward, B, to be showing initiative. Her attitude might change today versus tomorrow. Today I'm out, tomorrow I'm in, and vice versa, right? Today this works, tomorrow I want to go see a therapist. Next day I want to scream at you again. Okay, I'm sorry for being angry, right? Like, just let all this happen. Pay attention more to the wins of it going forward, right?
Okay.
As far as this is probably going to happen anyway now, the hard conversation about sex, she's realizing if you're talking about communication and that was your boundary, it wasn't sex, right? She's going to start to reflect sometime, hopefully sooner than later. And so you're going to have to get ready for that hard conversation. Well, yeah, no. I mean, just like we kiss the kids, this is the one thing we get to do. It is important to me.
Yeah.
You know?
It did come up a little bit yesterday, but not much. She just brought up, something about the, sex is the only thing I care about. And, so it definitely came to the surface a little bit, but no, it was pretty much everything was centered around the effective communication and just not tolerating her behavior when she gets angry.
Right. Well, I think that's really important. So as the expectation of sex comes up more, have more in your toolbox for what's more important, because it's really important for you to communicate that actually, like, I'm not that interested in sex right now. If I don't have the butterflies in my tummy these days. You know what I mean? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's slamming doors. I don't think you're thinking about bending her over the couch. You know what I mean? It's not the kind of men. It's not the men we are.
Yeah, hasn't crossed my mind at all.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's really important to understand this without saying this in a terrible or judgmental way, which would actually just be defensive because you know it. She doesn't understand it yet, right? So it's really important to convey the correct message with that. Baby, there are things that are just so much more important to me. You don't want to say, I don't want to bend you over and you've been screaming for 4 days. No thanks. But here's why it's really important, because if we get to the point where we're leveled up and we're kind of feeling like we're looking down on her, she's just not willing to budge, move forward, get educated, learn, take whatever her version or your guys' version of that is, growth for her, i.e. we're not moving forward, you'll start to realize that you're really unattracted to her because growers don't want to be with somebody who's they just stay stagnant. It just doesn't last. It can for a while, but it won't last forever, right? And that's why when you stop yelling and you can look in the mirror and you're finally done, it's really gross to see somebody yell at you, whether or not you deserve it. It's not how it works, right?
Yeah, last night when it happened last night, it was kind of the first time I haven't really just felt that in your stomach, you know, where you're like, it was just kind of like, okay, like we're doing it again. This is exactly what we've been talking about. It's happening again.
Yeah, and see, listen to the difference in the we'll call it the power struggle here, for lack of a better word. But like if you think about it, you're used to guys safe reacting and just defending yourself. No, I don't want just sex. How can you say that? And I think you were kind of thinking along those lines last week, right? But here's the shift in your man in power, right? And you're in control of everything. And you're just like, well, no, that's actually not true. Like, literally, this is what I'm talking about. You're slamming a door and you're hiding behind it again. That's backwards, babe. That's not forwards, right? But because you know with gratitude now, that why you joined the program, what you're doing, you can start to love her through it. Babe, I need you. We are on the same team. I need you to be a part of this. If you don't, I understand if it was me, my old self, the guy that's hard to forgive. I get it. But if you can't forgive, we're not moving forward. And I'd understand if I wasn't forgivable. Don't you think I'm forgivable? Have some fun with it too. You know what I mean? Like if you are a new person, be the new person, the full guy. You know what I mean? Because you're not that guy anymore. You just aren't. You know? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got it, man. Keep us posted. Matthew, I got Matt and Matthew. Whichever one. Okay, Matthew, go. Dad jokes. Dad jokes, unmute. You know who you are. You're the only one who does dad jokes every day. Okay, Matty, you're up.
You know when you were born, you were born with. Did you know when you were born 4 kidneys? And then when you grow up, 2 of them become adult knees.
Thanks for that. You raise your hand when you need, bud.
Did I raise your hand?
Thought so.
Oh, no, I didn't see the other hand. I raised his hand.
All right, other Matt, go. Sorry, everybody watching live. All right.
That's morning, guys.
Morning.
Yeah, look, it's I guess a bit of insight from Newcastle on this one. Not much has really changed, but it just seems at the moment she's coming at me left, right, and centre. She said to me a couple of about 2 days ago, like, stop trying to date me, stop trying to hold my hand, stop trying to do this and do that. We've got this going on and that going on and these kind of things. And I said, yeah, okay, no worries. Well, I'll just make that fun where I can and this and that and understand where you're coming from and start responding and all those kind of things. And then just yesterday, she had a bad one with the kids, which is totally understandable, teenage kids. And as a tendency to, when that happens, to blame the behaviours on me, whatever it may be. So this was food hidden in rooms that had gone rotten, like normal teenage stuff. And then blame, it's my fault. It's all you. You need to show up more as a father, you need to do this as a father, you need to do that. And look, I didn't defend myself at all, that kind of thing. I just sat responded, even though, to be totally frank, I know I show up as a father, I have for a long time. Just sort of wondering, it just sort of seems like whenever things get a little tough or in her space of the world, which I'm trying to sort of help with, the reaction instead of the response is to sort of turn and blame onto me, which I'm allowing it all to happen. Is that just the process of her feeling? I mean, she's always done this, and it's definitely not turning into a fight. It's not turning into a lecture. You know, I just used yesterday, for example. Yesterday would normally turn into a big screen down, talk down on the kids, me having to jump on her side, turn into a fight, dragging into hours. Whereas yesterday was half an hour of her just unloading.
Yeah. It sounds to me.
Talk to the kids.
Sounds to me you're faced with a couple things. So number one, she's got some bottled up emotions, and two, she's never really learned how to deal with them. So she internalizes and victimizes, right? It's everybody else's fault. So, you know, be careful with your validation, right? Like, I would actually get more clarification. Like, can you tell me more about the bad dad thing, or use the exact words she used, right? You know, because I'd like to know more. If there's an area that I can improve, you got it. I want that. Get her to back it up, right? And then you don't validate and enable all the bad behavior, right? Because you still want to provide the structure for where you want to go. And just letting her bitch, even though it's not hours, you're tempted to think, well, I'm doing it right because now she's only mad for half an hour today instead of hours or all day lectures or whatever. But that's not necessarily, like, especially if she's teaching your kids how to blame everybody for everything. Your kids are going, oh, he's an awesome dad. Like, you know?
Yeah, sorry. It doesn't happen that doesn't happen in front of the kids.
Okay, good.
Will. Nothing ever happens in front of the kids. She's
That's good.
The superstar at that, and she doesn't dump or blame the kids. This is more like, so she's do it as quick as possible. She's trying to check over the kids' room. The two older ones who are teenagers, she's found food hidden underneath. She's found a bottle of vodka in my oldest son's room, who's like 3 months off legal drinking age, so it's not the end of the world. And she's sent me a message and said, can you talk when you're alone? Right, and she's unloaded, then I've got home, she's unloaded again. And this is at like midday while the kids are out of school or work or whatever. So, no, nothing ever happens in front of them.
Okay, that's good. See, let's use that example, though. So, you know, we're tempted to, like, validate, right? So, now, look, oldest has got the bottle of vodka. Oh, yeah, baby, that is no good. Like, you know, and you start going down the path instead, try to be a man with kids and bring that back to her, get curiosity. So, you know, I have an idea of what I want. Can you tell me, like, are you upset about them hiding it? Are you upset about you not being told? Are you upset that they're drinking in general? Dig into it. There's, again, before you validate, understand what's going on. Because for a lot of this sort of stuff, like, if your kid trusted you and you knew, like, you have the connected relationship, they're going to tell you about it because they're not worried about getting in trouble, right? It's the parenting that we've done before with punishment and things like that that's made them think that way. So get to the root of whatever they're blowing up about, whether or not you think you know, right? Oh, because they're bringing up the past. Typically, there's going to be more. Like, for a lot of what you're describing, I'd also be like, hey, babe, is there something else going on? Right? Like what's really the problem here? Right? Because she's grabbing onto everything she can get upset about. Right? Same thing happens, like, and same thing that happens when somebody's looking at the past too. They just start remembering all this shit, right? Well, what's really going on? What's really going on? So I'll use Pete for an example here. So Jen starts bringing up all kinds of things from the past on the date. What's really going on is she's having a good time and she should be feeling more and she's not, right? So she wants to give reason to justify why her feelings aren't what she wants. Same thing. Why am my kid drinking? Right? She's going to blame you so that there's a reason. If you would have done this, I wouldn't be. What your wife's saying there with the bottle is like, oh man, I'm really scared for my kid right now. Sneaking booze.
Yeah.
You know? Am I a bad mom? Like, there's so many other things, right?
Yeah, so that's the hard part here for me, like, is in where as soon as he got home from work, you got to remember this is, you know, a grown man basically. He got home from work. First thing I said, hey bro, why are you hiding a bottle of vodka in your room? He turned around and goes, oh, sorry, I wasn't hiding it. I brought it last week, this fake idea. Oh, no, so we have got that.
Okay, so you're connected enough, so she could also be feeling maybe a little bit hurt because she's not feeling that kind of connection. A little jealousy potentially. So encourage her to. This is what really means. What it really means to let her feel is get to the actual thing. You know, I have a reel. I think the reel went out today where it was like the manly one, guys. Remember? And the reset when I tell you, Catherine said, "Be more manly, be more money." What she was actually feeling wasn't that I was a pussy, that I was broke. She was just afraid for the kids. Where are they going to live? Where are we going to live? You know? And so getting to the root of what she's really feeling will actually be what you then can validate and help her through and provide structure for the direction, right? Otherwise, this is why the validation gets so stupid and mixed up, because you're just trying to back off and keep the mood good. Versus, and so that's why I said be careful with, oh, it's not 3 hours, it's only 30 minutes, so we did good. Careful, because we're going to still have all these blow-ups if we don't actually get to the root of it, right?
Yeah, which I think did come out because she did, there was a couple of other things, like Tuesday, months ago, we wasted the buddy for a long time. 4 o'clock's no good for her now. Okay, no worries, cool, I'll put it back to whatever time, but it's just been every little sort of thing that's come up, it's, you know, there's a car coming at me, but I am just assuming she's feeling safe to feel, and
I think yes, and you brought that up a couple times. I think yes, but I also think about some of the things that she just said to challenge you, right? You essentially, you haven't been around. You thought work was more important. I was never a priority. You're not here for the kids. It's always been me that had to do it. Now look, you're so connected with kids, and I'm not. Like blah 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 blah. Right? So yes, she's feeling safe to feel, but also she doesn't understand, man. For a long time, a lot of that was true, at least in her version, right? You had your own reasons for why you worked more, for example, right? But and some of it makes sense. This is the lifestyle we're accustomed to. We're growing with it, whatever. But it still isn't what's working for her. So now she's allowed to feel yes, like you're saying, but also she's starting to process why is it not like should feel better, right? I'm getting everything I want. Go back to what we talked about earlier, right? I'm getting everything that I want. It should be awesome right now. She has to find reasons. It's why everybody sits in their pain. If you don't have what you want, you have to have a reason why. And almost never you're going to go, I'm a lord in the reset, taking responsibility for myself. You're going to go, oh, it's them. It's them. It's this thing that happened. It's that thing that happened. This thing that they do. Right? So the part that you need to understand that it's different is that she's not doing the program. She's learning from new behaviors from you that changed overnight for you. It was overnight. Right? And so it's very confusing. Right?
Yeah, she has alluded to that in a way where she has said, she did say something yesterday, which luckily I'm in a good enough situation for the next couple of months at least. She said, I'm tired of doing all this shit work to raise these kids, and you're Mr. Fun. And that is 100% true, 100% true up until, say, maybe 12 months ago, and more so now. But she did very clearly say, like, the worst thing is our teenage daughter getting her to school is a nightmare every day. And so I'm in a situation now where I don't really need to be available until 9 a.m. and she leaves at 8:30. So
you just take it over.
Yeah. I just turned around yesterday and went, rightio, I don't have to be back in the office till October the 8th. Said from now till then, I've got this 100%. We'll talk a few days out.
Yeah, I love it. Perfect, guys. Just show up as a man at home, right? Man with kids, just get involved, right? Like, especially in a situation where you're providing, I was going to say providing, and she's doing the stay-at-home thing. Your tendency is to like, well, that should be her job then. I bring home the money. And you learn in the reset why that doesn't work. But like, if you just think about it from an emotional perspective, right? We all have kids. We all know what it's like when they don't do what we want. Put their jacket on, their shoes, get in the car. They want the other car seat. I didn't do well on an exam or play well on the team, or I didn't get the position I wanted. Like the mood ain't friendly. And that's not nice to be around. Think about what you guys had to learn with changing the morale in your home, create the yes zone, right? Now imagine she's doing it every single day. And then you start to imagine, well, yeah, shit, there's always that thing she wanted to do, or that career she gave up, or the ceiling she put on because she decided to stay home. Whether or not you agreed on it or not, it still kind of sucks, right? And if you can start to think like this, now you're using empathy. Now you're understanding where she's come from. So you can make different kinds of conversations happen and different situations happen, and then just jump on. Now she might not let you. Like your wife could have easily said to you, Maddie, "Don't you dare! You can't do it because if you're jumping in really late, she might just think she has to do it. She can't count on you. If your wife thinks that you're another kid, which is a lot of men, mostly, right? Well, then she might not let you just jump in, right? So, anyways, she did.
Yeah, she did say, you're doing all this stuff, you're doing this reset, you're learning all these things, and you've been dating heaps, you've been doing this, you've been doing that. What would really show me right now that you really love me, that you really care, would please follow my lead on getting these kids where I need to get them. So I went, you know what, I took it in. It's cool, that's what you need right now, so let's focus on that.
Yeah, and you can still do the other stuff. I wouldn't stop just because she says stop. She's just hyper focused.
I think that was more of a,
Yeah.
that was more of a unload, more of a,
Yeah, I think
she's out.
she's just saying all this other shit's distracting me from this problem that I have right now that needs to be fixed, right?
That's what I agree with you there. You've really summed up where my head was a bit scattery all over the place. You pulled it right in. So
Push back, but you can dial back some of it, right? Maybe make it a little less frequent for some of the mana plays, for example, right? But I would also encourage you to have a good conversation when she's in a better mind frame, where you can see if there's other areas where you could be helping with this problem, right? And being I don't love saying help. That's just your way of doing it. So think, how can I get more involved when you're communicating with her in a way that's going to help you feel less stressed about it, right? Is there anything, or is this enough? I don't want to let you down again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is it's okay to say this is a new role for me, man. You know what I mean? Really? Okay.
Yeah, look, I've actually got the whole day with her today. She's feeling really overwhelmed with this last project we've got going on at the moment, and she's got the last little bit of hiring to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said to her yesterday, I said, look, you know what, tomorrow I can sort of rearrange my day. 8:30 in the morning, be ready to go, jump in the car, we'll go to all the outlets, let's get this done together. You tell me what you're thinking, you bounce ideas off me, and she's actually receptive to it. So, got a good chance today to sort of show up in an area. I don't want to show up in, hanging out a little bit, and I've sort of got a plan to just show up as a meeting play and make it fun, which is not normally something I do when it comes to work.
Yeah.
And play around with it a little bit, and hopefully she has a nice day, and we'll just build on that.
I think that you'll have a wicked opportunity for all that. Rock and roll. Yeah. Cool.
Well, good. Thank you, Mary.
You got it, dude. All right, guys. Who else? Yeah, everybody's got a perfect marriage. Go, Morgan.
My wife says everything's over. We're not getting, there's no chance of getting back together, and I don't know what her plan is. Told me last week she's leaving. She ain't went nowhere. I think she's like, waiting for me to leave, but my wife's not leaving, but she told me she's going to leave.
Well, you shouldn't leave anyway because you're providing structure for the marriage. She's seen a lot of changes in you, dude, and so she's just confused. It's the same thing as everybody else is going through, where when they have that confused, I want to be in, I don't want to be in. Like, you've seen some major good things, but you've also seen a lot of bad ones. And like, at the end of the day, she's choosing so many different ways to try to run inside your car hard because she's used to being that super emotional, well, baby, right? And you're just showing up. So she's got to go harder if she wants to see if you're going to be consistent, right? I'm leaving. And just call your name in the book, probably, whatever. Right? Like, she's going to do that because if she's beating you to it and you leave, then she gets to say you left. But if you show up and be consistent, she sees you're consistent. Like,
So, there's the way, like, how Jeff is something to bed, we're going to a few meetings, and things are just, we're doing good pictures, but I believe you're right as far as, maybe it's a final test. And,
She wants to leave.
Well, listen. Yeah, that's the same sort of thing. Yeah, Morgan. Like, if you think about it, the way that things are going with your wife might be a wife we have to use a boundary to motivate her with, right? Down the road, okay? Just the things that we've seen from your wife, right? You continue to grow, level up, and be the man, husband, father, leader in life that you've decided to be. You might need a boundary with her. She seems to me she might need one to be motivated a little bit. The only difference if she leaves and you keep showing up is that she decided to lay the boundary down over you being a better man. Doesn't it sound kind of ridiculous when you put it in perspective?
She spit some feelings out to me, and everything she said had to do with like money or base state, or something like that. And like, wow, and so really she's upset about base statements or money.
Well, I don't want to freak you out, but I mean that could be because she is thinking about leaving. She wants to know what the money's like. I don't really know. I don't think it really matters, because at the end of the day, I really think the biggest thing to look out for here, you continue to show up. She's not used to you standing on your own 2 feet and being in control of your emotions and following through on your things that you're saying you're doing. And so she's going to have to push harder because she's not getting the reaction out of you that she would expect. Your wife's kind of a bully, man. That's it. Well, it's not just men that are the bullies, right? Yeah. And so we love her through it. We try to show her the proper way to be. And when she's not having that same level of control that she's used to having, something, right? When we lose the control or need to make ourselves feel better, stronger, we push back harder, right? Your wife just has that little bit of training in her life where she's like that at it, right? I had a lot, by the way. I was a supreme bully, right? So, there's hope.
I guess she just really waited me to come to her to be like, hey, what can we do to box this? And I'm going to have to do to beat down.
Yeah, you don't do any of that. You just use the reset. Still invite her on dates. Still tell her the bed's ready. Like, still make it like Pete's doing for his wife, right? Literally, you don't need to go beg. You just keep showing up. That's it. We need to get your wife into the next zone where she's like, I don't know if I can believe this. Meaning she's recognizing that there's changes, that she's admitting to herself, not fighting anymore. Okay?
It's just, totally deserted. My kids, the housework, going to the house, maybe watching Netflix. I just don't even know what the hell she is.
Yeah, well, she's pushing back so you'll leave. You won't leave. You'll end up putting a boundary in at some point saying, to be honest with you, you're like my daughter. It's not going to work for me anymore. Like those people who take advantage. And so a lot of men, before they come into the program, taking advantage of their wife, thinking differently, right? I'm a provider, so I don't have to do any of this. Just describe what you just said. Mom's doing wife's doing everything with the kids as a mom. Wife's taking care of me as a mom. Wife's doing everything while I sit on the couch because I work my 8-10-hour day, whatever. Even if it's 14-hour days, I don't care. Well, sometimes the roles reverse, right? Well, that won't last forever. Remember to talk about when you grow, you can't have a child at home as a wife, and so that's the same thing as Greg's wife being, terribly, screaming and slamming doors and not being in control of anything with her emotions, right? Same sort of thing with you here. Guillaume's wife is like that too. All right, sweet. I can just be on my phone and do nothing. Pete, is your wife like that too when it comes to like helping around the house and stuff, or is she still involved? No, she is still involved. Yeah, she's still involved there. So yeah, but some don't. Well, this is no different than any other level of the growth. At some point, the invitations will run out, and you'll put a boundary in because you're not going to pick up after a slob wife. And I'm just using that as one example, okay? Because typically, like Catherine and I have different levels of how we like to keep the house clean. We can deal, not to Catherine's a slob, but we can deal. But like your wife's not helping with the house anymore. She's ditching her responsibilities, starting with her kids. That's gross. That's not attractive. What would make us think that that's like the quality we want to stay married to? No one was going to think that's hot, right? Same reason that they didn't think it was hot when we weren't being great dads. It's the same shit. 90% of the content goes both ways. So hang in there, but use the reset. Show up. Remind her what it's like to laugh. If she chooses not to laugh, that will affect you later when you're like, fuck, I'm done with this. All of these things will stack. The exact reasons you came into the program. They stack. Greg just pointed, probably because he's resonating with that. They're starting to stack because you leveled up. And now your wife is no longer this 12 that you thought she was when you came in. She's low on the totem pole because you're doing better. We want to do our damnedest to lift her up, to get her to rise up with us. Everything that we can. We love her. But it's just like when she wasn't attracted to us, it becomes unattractive to us. Go back to why I said thinking about gratitude, why you're in the program. You leveled up and you might be looking down. Lose the frustration. Remember, that's unattractive, sure, but can we lift her? We wish we would have had better guidance than that. Right? And then we ride it out as long as we have to. But ultimately, you can't live in the past forever. And that's why you have to motivate with boundaries sometimes. Okay? Yeah, man. I guess I just want to make sure you are really using the other parts of the reset too, like make her laugh, provide some adventure, plan some dates, show her you love her, do all that stuff too.
Right now, she doesn't even get near me enough to let that happen. If I'm in the room, she leaves. If I'm on one side of the yard, she'll walk the dog on the other side of the yard.
literally just start thinking differently, man. Make a little paper airplane note, like, oh, you forgot this. Done everything that you can. Okay? That's the important part.
And now she's on the air mattress for a couple nights, and the last night, she's like, you need to take the air mattress, and I need my bedroom. I just didn't say nothing, but I'm like,
oh, you gotta speak to her, man. Have the hard conversation. Well, that's not gonna happen, babe, but you're welcome to join me. I got your side made up, babe. Hey, you wanna do a pillow fight? Seriously, start having some fucking fun, man. Okay? Like, I understand what you're saying. It's the same attitude that I'm saying. It's just that I want you to spin it in the direction you want, not the I'm just gonna be quiet and like justify it to myself thing. Communicate, man. Babe, yeah, man. The whole point is that you can deal with her rejection. That you're confident, that you're not hiding who you are anymore, that you're a man that you're proud of. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to lay a boundary. Right? The boundary is for you. But if you can't look at yourself in the mirror knowing you've done everything, why would you be ready to use a boundary? Can't. Okay? So you don't show up only if she's receptive. You show up. Okay? Right? It's why it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman on my social media saying something like, my partner's not ready, like it's always their fault, they're blaming, like they give all these things that it's all just blame. Then what are you still doing in a relationship? Don't tell me it's because you're broke or whatever the reason is. Because I have kids. No, it's because you're too fucking lazy to do something about it. You can't actually move forward if you're still just blaming them all the time. That's why it's so unattractive when you reset and you start to learn. That's why we release our wife in the very beginning. We forgive. Why? So that we can actually move forward and take her with us. Right? I'm not saying she was perfect. Nobody's perfect. Okay? But you just, in order to get through where you want to be able to motivate with a boundary, meaning I can't take this anymore. Some of you, like Greg, are getting closer to that stage. Right? Others, wives follow easier. But in your case, Morgan, no matter what, like Greg, think about it like this, Morgan. Greg, how many times on the phone call am I like, but can you look in the mirror? Okay, what about this? If you're still feeling resentment, do you think you're still proud of the man you're looking at in the mirror? Right? You're making decisions based off that. And you're like, hey, shit, I hadn't thought about that yet. It's always about becoming your best. Always. So then we make a calculated, educated decision. Okay? Okay. You got it, dude. All right, guys, I got to let you go. Next call coming up here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. But heads up, on the 5th, we're going to be driving across the country. So we're going to be adjusting the Zoom schedule. Try to think about the schedule, the driving, but we'll probably have to do it a little bit later or a little bit earlier, one or the other. driving midday between check in, check out and stuff. But I'll try to figure that out next day or two, get that ready for you guys. Okay? Cool. All right, guys. See you later. All right, guys, joining live. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Moralmarriage.com. Go get your wife.